It's been described as a systematic ethnic cleansing. More than 100,000 Lotsampas, or ethnic Nepalese, were forced out of Bhutan in the early 1990s after Bhutan's government cracked down on their culture and stripped them of their citizenship. The refugees languished in camps in eastern Nepal for the next 2 decades. With no option to return home, many refugees have chosen to move to third countries. More than 75,000 have been resettled in the US alone. But while this promises a fresh start, there is no guarantee of success, with many battling depression and some even taking their own lives. In the second of 2 special 101 East programs, we continue the story of Bhutan's forgotten people. Today is the start of a new life for Sabitra Biswa. After 23 years of living in limbo in a refugee camp in Nepal, Sabitra has finally arrived in the city of Rochester, New York, her new home. With her is her daughter Radhika, son Amal and his wife Durga, and her 7-year-old granddaughter Aisha.
Welcome to America.
Buddha Rimar, a former Bhutanese refugee, helps resettle newcomers to Rochester. For the next 3 months, everything Sabitra's family needs, from housing to food stamps, will be organized by the resettlement agency. The first thing that Sabitra has to adjust to is the weather. Leaving the airport, the chill comes as a shock. Sabitra is on her way to reunite with her elder sister Pavitra, who was resettled in the US last year. She's anxious to see Pavitra's grandson. The 2 sisters raised their families next door to each other in the refugee camp in Nepal. The resettlement agency has found a house for Sabitra to rent right next door to her sister. But it's not ready yet. So for the next few weeks, the family will stay with her sister.
We Nepalese don't really hug, so we just looked at each other. I was so happy to see Pavitra's grandson. It's been so long. It's been good, and hopefully the coming days will be even better.
Countries like the United States began taking Bhutanese refugees 7 years ago. Many of Sabitra's former neighbors from the camps are here to welcome her. With 5 flights and 36 hours of travel to get here, it's been an exhausting journey. Buddha shows them around the house. After living in a refugee camp without running water or electricity, the family will need to adapt to many new habits.
सावर कटन लगाएर मात्रै नुहाउने लुगा धुनु हुँदैन है यसमा ल नुहाउने अनि टोयलेटमा प्रयोग गर्दा यो पेपर मात्रै यो पेपर मात्रै.
They're also shown how to use a refrigerator.
मासु मङ्सा आइसक्रिम माथिकोमा है माथिकोमा कोक अथवा केराहरू फलफुल ल्याएर यहाँ नराख्ने ढुङ्गा हुन्छ. यसमा आलुहरू फ्रिजमा राखिरहनु पर्दैन, आलु प्याज राखिरहनु पर्दैन. त्यो एउटा त्यो भयो र जहिले पनि ख्याल गर्ने बेलुका अथवा काम सिद्धिएपछि यो अफ होस्, यो उँभो ठाडो होस् ल, सबैको ठाडो हुँदा अफ हुन्छ। ख्याल गर्ने आगोमा विशेष ध्यान दिनुपर्ने हुन्छ है, किनभने तपाईँहरूको घरमा एकजना बच्चा पनि छ, बच्चाले गर्दाखेरि आगोमा धेरै ध्यान दिने ल।
Rochester, New York is a city of 210,000 people. 5,000 of those are Bhutanese refugees, and most of them work minimum wage jobs.
A lot of these cities in what we call the Rust Belt, a lot of these post-industrial cities that have had a lot of population loss are bringing in refugees to both increase the tax base and to work in these low-skilled jobs.
One Bhutanese refugee who has successfully moved beyond low-skilled jobs is Chetnath Thimisina. He came to the US 5 years ago and is now an American citizen.
Life was very difficult, and transitioning to the US, that I'm able to buy a house here, I feel very amazed, very excited about it. I have better hopes now, and I feel that I'm creating a better future for me and for sure for my kids. December 16th?
Chet trained as a counselor and works with troubled youth. He's also a tax accountant and a certified interpreter. But in Bhutan, he had not been allowed to finish his education.
I passed the secondary level of education and was eligible to join the college, but in order to gain admission in the college, the Nepali speaking students were asked to obtain no objection certificate.
But the Bhutanese police refused to give him this certificate. As the repression of Lotsampas grew, Chet had to leave his family home forever.
The last occasion that I remember, and that's deeply hurting me, and it's deep in my memories, I was just wondering when would I get back, whether I would get back into the same house.
Chetnath resumed his education in Nepal while living as a refugee. He tells me this has helped him take advantage of the opportunities available in the US.
The main important thing for me is that you are able to work here legally. There is no restriction in what work you do and how many hours you do, or what field you choose. And there are no limitations depending upon your capability and your dedication. Life in the camp was very difficult. And personally, I felt we have had this difficult life for like almost 2 decades, and I didn't want to put the future of my kid into a jeopardy.
I think probably compared to some refugee populations, this is a group of people who have a certain flexibility. They're very resourceful. They're motivated. They have mastered languages. They've benefited from the education programs in the camps, which gives the kids a step up, I think, in terms of making that transition to the countries where they're going. I think these are strong factors for success.
The next day, we went back to see Sabitra. Buddha is also here to explain what is expected of the family in the coming days and weeks.
क्यालेन्डरबाट सुरु गरौँ हैन। यो क्यालेन्डरको पालना एकदम राम्रोसँग गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ। एउटा एपोइन्टमेन्ट मिस भयो भने पनि हामीलाई बनाउनको लागि धेरै समय लाग्छ हैन। त्यो भएर कुनै पनि यहाँ लेखिएको तपाईहरुको एपोइन्टमेन्टहरु मिस नगर्दिनु होला, नछुटाइदिनु होला। तपाईहरुले सोशल सेक्युरिटी कार्ड पर्खिनुपर्छ, जागिर खोज्नको लागि, जागिर पाउनको लागि सोशल सेक्युरिटी कार्ड तपाईहरुसँग हुनुपर्छ हैन। सोशल सेक्युरिटीको एपोइन्टमेन्ट तपाईहरुको 29 तारिख छ। त्यो बीचमा सोशल सेक्युरिटी कार्ड आइसकेपछि चाहिँ तपाईहरुले आफन्तबाट आफ्नो नेटवर्कबाट पनि कोहीसँग तपाईको परिवारका सदस्यहरु कहीँ काम गर्दैछन् भने त्यहाँ ठाउँ खाली छ भने हैन।
Sabitra's family will be living in a predominantly Bhutanese community in Rochester. But even with their support, there will still be stumbling blocks ahead.
खुट्टो भाँच्ने रहेछु गलक गलक रहेछ नि त यस्तो माटो
निदा नपुगेर नि हुन्छ
यो टाउको घुमेको छ नि त
Although she's just arrived, Sabitra finds she has more friends here than back in Nepal.
अनि हाम्रा रिलेसन भित्रका जम्मै यता आएका छन् नि उहाँ त को छ र मरेको दिन बोक्ने पनि छैनन् नि हो अनि त्यस्तै भइसकेछ अनि छैन हौ दिदी मलाई पनि त राङे टाङे भेला हुन्छन् अनि पहिले मरेपछि मान्छे मरेपछि त्यो घरमा पाल टाँगेर बसे तास खेल्ने विभिन्न खेल्ने कति हुन्थ्यो अहिले किरापुत्री रुङ्ने मान्छे पनि त्यति पाइँदैन अलिअलि भएका जम्मै यस्तो छन् यस्तो लाउने सुँग्ने डेन लाइट सुँग्ने गाँजा खाने
राम्रो जति आइसक्नु आँट्यो
Sabitra tells me that the US is not what she expected.
अनि यहाँ फेरि घर त
There aren't any tall buildings here. They said they'd have very tall buildings, but I only see 2-storied buildings.
के टाउनतिर होला हैन
Maybe they're in town.
Despite living in Rochester for a year, Sabitra's sister has never been into the heart of the city, just 10 minutes drive away. We offered to take them there.
घर चाहिँ त के हो नि
But we soon get a taste of some of the difficulties Sabitra could face.
One day, one national opposition. Show up your country, take your picture. No like, out of here. Airport, New York City. No passport, no visa, die.
मलाई त डरै मात्रै डरै म छिटो मरिन्छ क्या साह्रो डर लाग्छ कालदेखि हाम्रो त गएको अब जिन्दगानी गएको यी घर देख्दै हात्ती मुटु ढुकढुक भएर हात्तिन्छु म त ठुलो ठुलो घर देख्दै हामी जस्ता गट्ठे आइपुगेर चाहिँ नपढेका यस्तामा कसरी
खुट्टाले हिँडेर टुङ्गामा पुगौँला भन्नु पर्दैन गाडीमा लग्यो भने लगेन भने त बसिरह
घरमै कोठामा थुप्रो लाग्यो
यो घरमा चढेर बस्न सकिन्छ
लिपमा पो जान्छ त्यहाँ माथि बरु छ्यापा चढेर सुइया जानेमा जान्छ यस्तो गरेर कुद्नेमा त नसक्ने रहेछ म त रिङ्गटा लागेर नि अब झन्डै लडिनँ केटाले यसरी समातेर तारेको समाउने त थियो नि त यसो टेकिसक्दा गइगयो अनि झन्डै लडिनँ अनि मलाई त के अरे निराश त निवाक आएपछि भएको त कोही छैन साथीहरू नि हामीसँग आएका नि आफ्नोतिर लागिहाल्यो 5 जनाको परिवार मात्रै जाउँ अब पुरो बुझ्नु छैन ठ्याट्टै प्लेनको धङधङ्गी छ त्यस्तै म त एकखेप त साला बेकारमा आइछु जे जस्तो अनि बरु बस्नु पर्ने रहेछ जस्तो लागेर मरिगएँ
Adjusting to a new country is not all that easy for older refugees like Sabitra and her sister.
विशेष भाषा number one.
The number one problem is language. People between 55 and 64 years find it more difficult. They are more frustrated because they can't find work easily and don't earn much. The social service income or the government aid for senior citizens is only available for people of 65 years and above. So if they can't work, they have to stay home. They are in a financial crunch and they get depressed.
For Sabitra, it's early days, and even shopping for food is daunting.
यो कता च्यात्छन् हौ अब नि यो च्यात्न हेल्प गर कता हो केही जान्दिन
जानिहालिन्छ नि अब पहिला पा साह्रो थियो त अब अहिले त चाहिँ नेपाली छ
I gave Sabitra $30 to buy some groceries, but she's a little confused by the value of the new currency.
30 रुपैयाँ 40 रुपैयाँको सपिङ भन्छन् अनि मलाई त आँखै लागेन 500 रुपैयाँ लिएर गयो भने यति पनि हुँदैन उहाँ झोलामा नि अनि यहाँ त्यतिले सपिङ गरिएको भन्छन् अनि म त किन्नै नजान्ने छु यहाँ
Sabitra will soon get used to using American dollars instead of Nepali rupees. But it's the larger issue of cultural identity that makes many Bhutanese refugees struggle.
The Bhutanese in Rochester have yet to establish an organized community, and the church is the only place where they can meet regularly, so many have converted to Christianity to have a sense of belonging.
Refugees like Sabitra fled Bhutan because of cultural persecution. But ironically, in the US, many have been quick to change their identity. Sabitra's sister Pabitra has already converted to Christianity. Sabitra and her family are here to see what the fuss is all about.
नेपालमा है भुटानी आयो भन्दा थिए है कति प्राय मान्छेले भुटानी आयो बसमा चढ्दाखेरि पनि कति प्राय मानिसहरूले के भन्छ यो भुटानीहरूले गर्दा हामीले सिट पाएनौँ भन्नुहुन्थ्यो तर पनि आज हेर्नुस् प्रियहरू आज यस ठाउँमा हामीलाई कति आनन्दसँगले यो आज्ञा यो जुन उद्देश्य लिएर हामीलाई यहाँ पठाउनु भएको छ परमेश्वरले ताकि परमेश्वरको असल वचन ठाउँ ठाउँ कुना कुनामा पुगोस् भनेर
के हुन्छ अब सबै समाजै भयो भने हामी एउटा छुट्टै
Let's see what happens. If our entire community turns Christian, then it will be quite hard to stay separate as a Hindu family.
कस्तो हुँदो रहेछ
We'll have to wait and see for a few months. We'll go and see the church a few times, find out what kind of people gather there. We have to learn from people who came here before us.
These weekly gatherings have become a vital lifeline for many Bhutanese, who often find their American dreams don't match the reality. The refugees have a high suicide rate here, double that of the rest of the American public. Victims range from the elderly to teenagers, men and women.
When people come here, they have many plans. They hear the rumors of America back in the camp. With money growing on trees, you just pluck it. And living in big buildings. But when you come here, the reality is different. So there is a lot of frustration.
Buddha Rimal is taking us to meet the family of a young man who committed suicide just a few months ago.
I still can't understand how and why it could have happened. Just a few days before, there was a festival and he had come to my house to sing songs. 3 days on, he was gone.
Madan had been in the US for 3 years and had a stable job. His baby daughter was just 17 days old when his wife found him dead in the basement.
I heard her shouting, "Get up! Why are you sleeping here?" Then I heard her scream. I turned on the lights and saw the rope. I told her, "Don't touch him, he's gone." Then I called 911. I don't remember anything after that.
Madan's father, Lakshman Karnel, is at a loss why his son took his own life.
He never talked about depression, but he wanted to preserve our culture. He felt we had to celebrate all our festivals. He believed in having fun, and so he managed his work and personal time.
This is Madan just a few days before he died, singing at a local function. Lakshman says Bhutanese refugees often feel isolated and alone.
In some homes, I see the elderly people crying in a corner. When I ask them why, they say they don't have friends to talk to, no language to speak in. For us, neighborhood means community. I think you need to get to know your neighborhood and the people in it. To have such a big incident happen at my home, and yet my neighbors around me never came to ask what had happened. American culture doesn't do that. In American culture, if you are sick, you call 911. They will take you to a hospital. If a person dies, they will take them to a funeral home. But in our culture, our society, it's not like that. We need our society. Such situations like this. I recently heard of a case where both parents hung themselves and left their children, the oldest only 14. I think of them often. I am still strong and have 2 young sons. My daughter-in-law is an active young woman, educated and can speak good English. Yet I have to deal with so many problems. I wonder what those children are going through. They're still just kids. And now I've realized we shouldn't have come to America. In Nepal, even if we were eating nothing but barley flour and water, at least we had our own culture there, our language. We could express our sorrows loud and clear, in our own tongue. But over here, we need an interpreter to tell people how we feel.
The world has also collapsed around Madan's 21-year-old widow, Ishwara.
Everyone's fate is written, but I would not even wish my enemies go through this. It still feels like a bad dream. I still have his school certificates and everything. I felt like throwing them away, but then I feel like he might return and that this is all just a dream I'll wake up from.
The couple had saved $30,000 and had plans to buy a house.
What am I supposed to do with my life now? It's really hard living alone. I don't know what happened to my husband. I have so many questions for him. Once I'm able to raise my child and I die as well, I will ask him everything. I've got so many questions for him. What did I do? If it was something I did, he could have told me. I loved him. I married him and came here with him because I loved him.
Today, resettlement agencies are focusing more on the mental health of refugees. Almost 20% of Bhutanese here suffer from depression. Buddha thinks that the reason is cultural.
When we talk about mental health services or clinics, they think of it as a place to take insane people. So they're scared to speak out. They think it's only for people with severe mental problems, so they think they're fine. They only see mental health in a negative light.
The suicides have cast a shadow over the refugee program and the community. Jaitnath says some of the problems refugees face are the result of decades of living in limbo.
People who have been in camps have that certain level of depression already existing for many years, and when they get additional issues which they are not able to handle on their own, then they feel very, very vulnerable and may not take a good decision.
And memories are hard to leave behind.
Even when we lie down in bed for sleeping, we just vividly see the orchards we have had as farmers. And it's very difficult to take it out from the mind. And coming to the US, although you had many freedom and you had the hope of becoming a citizen one day, it appears to many people it's still very vague. You have nothing in hand. All you have is the right to work, the freedom to work and earn money and settle for the family.
Many Bhutanese have found new freedom after moving to the US. Others find that even in the land of opportunity, they still dream of the land they left behind and long for that home. For Sabitra, though, life is full of optimism.
We have to go out and work now. We came here so that we'd make something of ourselves. And if we just stay idle, we won't really be able to do anything. Let's see how the coming days turn out. We can't guarantee how our days will be. It's a new place, almost a new creation. Our life starts anew now. Don't you think this is a new life for us?